Mic check, 1, 1, 2, 2. Niggas keep talking. You shut the fuck up. Tell a nigga on his job, they always wanna say something. See a path and always be in the way of something. Them scandalous hoes try and play someone. All in all, nigga, I ain't about nothing. You can leave that shit over there. Congregating progress, making moves over here. Oh, you limp like a pimp, cause your fresh ass gear. Fool, boo, boo, fool, get that shit out of here. Yo, let's see what you doing with your assets. Oh, you still living off your assets. Still thinking you can find love, taking pictures of your ass. Man, that shit played out. Salute to the women and men that keep grinding. Fuck you to the haters and pages, we keep shining. Always giving praise while you niggas back there plotting. Stop it, some ruthless and get it poppin'. I got mines, you should get yours, homie. Shake my hands, not my man, speaking like you know me. Work, y'all lazy out here. See them dudes up the street, leave you Swayze out here. I like to give a toast if you doing it, and not bragging and boasting when you doing it. Dealing with success, impossible is possible. Yeah, the twins know it the best. So whatever bullshit you gotta say, middle finger up, leave your comment to the left while I sit back and bang this. Shot with finesse and sit your no burn, having ass right there on the bench. Keep talking, ain't concerned about what you saying. Keep talking, y'all yapping for days. Keep talking, it ain't where you at, it's where you going. Where you going, nigga? To the top if you didn't know it's clap for the youngest that's doing something. Clap for the ladies that's doing something. Respect to the homies that's doing something. For you haters keep talking and not doing nothing. My mindset never to worry about opinions. The difference between talking about it and getting it. Screaming I'm about that life and not living it. Fake freak Instagram hoes post but not giving it. From Daisy acting, sore losers, disloyal dappers, grudge habit, jealous pompous, two-faced bastards, sneak dissing, position jumpers, groupie muncher, and them side hoes should know they job. What you after? All you get is sarcasm and laughter. Pay no mind to you pillow talking trappers. Your criticism ain't even constructive. Fuck around and get stung cause you buzzing. And I ain't talking smack when you know it really wasn't. Disgusting. The elephants in the room, I shot him with a musket. See, I don't trust him for nothing. Cause liars is 77, nowhere near 100. Ain't concerned about what you saying. Keep talking. Y'all yapping for days. Keep talking. It ain't where you at, it's where you going. Where you going, nigga? To the top if you didn't know it's clap for the youngest that's doing something. Clap for the ladies that's doing something. Respect to the homies that's doing something. And you haters keep talking and not doing nothing. Fame lane is wicked. Crooked smile on pennies, but I'm a simple man. Praying for major digits. And throw darts at my effort, I'm alive and gifted. Outcast, more than outcast, troublesome misfit. I see they waiting for my downfall. That's why I stay the fuck around, y'all. These feminine ways leave me in the days. Wiping team toppers, man, that shit good. So talk that talk, fam. A nigga give no dams. Hope you choke on toe jam while stubbing your toe, man. My eyes on the prize, too focused to lose. Work is my vacation. You see this wonderful view. Want bread for the whole team, you still stuck on you. Whatever y'all gapping about, it's cool. Cause no matter what month it in, you know they'll keep talking about you. Ain't concerned about what you saying. Keep talking. Y'all yapping for days. Keep talking. It ain't where you at, it's where you going. Where you going, nigga? To the top if you didn't know it's clap for the youngest that's doing something. Clap for the ladies that's doing something. Respect to the homies that's doing something. And for you haters keep talking and not doing nothing.
You're not doing nothing. Keep talking, you're not doing nothing. Keep talking, you're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. Stereo, yeah.
Yeah, fly was flying on the team, touchdown, time to get changed this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man Sora. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season head, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
I knew I was muted. I knew I was doing that on purpose. I did that on purpose. You guys passed the test. But it's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. It's Philly the podcast, man. Y'all know what it is. I appreciate that. But yeah, no. So we're gonna do a call in today. And I just want to hear what y'all thinking, man. I just want to hear how y'all feel about this this training camp so far. I want to hear how y'all feel about all this news so far. And just get your feelings out, man. You gotta talk your talk. Yeah, we was muted in the beginning. I was trying to make sure y'all could see. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all was paying attention. Joe Cap, you didn't. Hey, we ain't gotta act like that. We ain't gotta act like I ain't know. But no, so we'll do a call in. I'm gonna try and be better about like the time. So I'm gonna try. Everybody voted and everybody said 3 minutes is fair. So I'm gonna have a timer for 3 minutes. If we're like in the middle of a question, I'm not gonna just kick you out, but I just think it's fair, because there's always like 2 or 3 people at the end that I just don't get on because we've been talking for 2 hours. So I'm gonna try and do a timer. Like I said, it is what it is. I'm not great at that stuff. Y'all know that. Let me see what channel members we got in here, because I see some channel members. Gotta make sure I say what's good. What's good, Rome? What's good, Papa Sora in the building? Who else we got in here? That's the only 2 members so far. All right. At least y'all showed up. Shout out to everybody in here. We got 20 people in here already. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe if you are new. I mean, I don't got much to say. Should I just drop the link? I guess I'm just gonna drop the link. You guys come in here. Let me know how y'all feeling, man. Like I said, we're gonna try and keep it to 3 minutes. But if you're in the middle of, I'm not gonna cut you off. I'm not gonna kick you out, but I'm gonna try and keep it to 3 minutes so as many people as want can come in here. But I did just drop the link, so if you guys want to hop on in, you know what I'm saying, we could use this timer for the first time. Who's gonna be the first person on the timer? This might actually be, we might use this timer over and over again. So you could be the first person to say, hey, yeah, I use that timer first. Oh, so okay. So it's gonna be Big Play Sleigh on the timer first. I've been excited to use this timer, if y'all can't tell. What's good?
I just got back from another call-in in Philly Notion, and he had the same exact strategy you had, the timer thing. So I'm
yeah, I'm trying to. Once this morning I was thinking about it, and my girl's been telling me, she's like, you need to do like a timer or something, because everybody else has, everybody has different amounts of time. But yeah, I this time we'll try it out. We'll see how it goes. But what's good, my man? How you feeling?
I'm doing great, man. How are you? I'm doing great.
I can't complain. So how's this training camp got you feeling so far?
I'm excited, man. I'm very excited. I've seen a lot that I need to see. I know it's just the first week, we're just trying to get in the groove. We're just trying to get the rhythm. But I feel like it's gonna be good because, I feel like we're gonna get our chemistry right. Jalen Hurts, he's just trying to develop with the receivers, and he's looking good. So I just want to see some chemistry. I like the competition that they preaching. One guy goes in, like Derek Barnett goes first team reps once, and then the next day it's Josh Sweat. Same with Mailata and Dillard, etc. Basically that.
Now, I don't know if you saw the interview with McPherson that I did, but he was saying basically that we might be looking at both of these guys starting when you talk about Derek Barnett and Josh Sweat. So how would you feel about that? Like, I think to me, that's a win-win situation, but would you rather just have one of those guys, or are you cool with both of them, getting starter reps?
I mean, it's cool, but it's Brandon Graham's right there, bro. You gotta let him start. You gotta let him start because he had 7 sacks this year. So you always gotta start him, no matter what the situation is. If he's on your team, you gotta start him, unless he's regressing or something. I can see it, but I think Derek Barnett should be that rotational piece. Even though he's a first round draft pick, I feel like he should be like a rotational piece. Because I feel like his pressure, there wouldn't be that much pressure on him. Like Ryan Kerrigan, no one's pressuring him this offseason. because he's coming off the bench or rotational depth piece like he is. So I feel like you should move him to there and probably let Josh Sweat start.
Now, if it's at $10 million, you still feeling like that? I mean, you're gonna have a $10 million piece on the bench?
Ah, man, I forgot about that. Now I'm gonna regret that, but I still think he's gonna start. But I don't want him to start. That's the thing. I don't want this man to start.
See, I mean, look, I would not be mad if they rotate at one of the sides, right? If like if Josh Sweat ends up getting 55 and Barnett gets the other 45 or whatever. I can't do math, but if they split it like that, I wouldn't be mad if both of them are getting, if they're both starter quality like it sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like they sound like they think that both these guys can be starters. So maybe both of them, possibly start. So last question I want to ask you before I get you out of here. It's been like 4 minutes. I'm terrible at this. Y'all gonna realize real quick. I'm not gonna stick to the 30 minutes. But last question I want to ask you is about this linebacking core. Like I did a video earlier talking about this defense and if I thought we could be top 10. And my biggest worry is still the linebacking core. How do you feel going into this season with this linebacking core, kind of seeing that they're going to be, using a lot of different pieces at that linebacking core? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love the linebacking core, I still think it's got to be our weakest position on the team, because if we're just basing skill positions, or just like the entire overall team, because if you take the punt returning, kick returning, all of that out of the equation, just offense and defense, it's got to be our weakest position, because if you look at the linebacking core, it consists of, Singleton, Wilson. Those guys are solid. They proved what they can do last year, and we need another year from those guys. But I feel like there's not trust on them because they're young. So some of them are inexperienced, because Wilson last year, he was put in a situation where he had to start. So I still think there's some inexperience in that, matter. But I feel like this linebacking core is solid. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's very good or something like that. But I still like it though.
Definitely. Now, shout out your channel, man. Make sure people. I know you're almost at 300 already. Over here killing it. So definitely let them know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, you can find me at Big Play Sleigh on YouTube, man. As Joe said, I am close to 300. I'm like 10 away. So hopefully we get there, man. I'm just trying to put out the work. This is my inspiration right here. Which side is it? Joe.
I was going to say the blank wall over there.
Yeah, no, you over there. I'm trying, but the StreamYard thing is hard to. Yeah, but this is one of my inspirations, man.
I appreciate that.
He's a go right here. Let's get him to 3K before I even get 300. So yeah.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. For real. I'm honored, and appreciate you for having me on.
You already know, man. Yeah, definitely. Everybody in here, we got like 20 people in here. So everybody go subscribe to my guy, Big Play Sleigh. Let's get him to that 300, man. It's a good feeling. But I appreciate you, brother. I will talk to you soon.
Peace out, man. Have a good day.
Peace. Oops, infamous. I brought you on mad quick.
Yes, sir.
What's good, bro?
How you been?
Good, man. I'm chilling. How you feeling?
I'm chilling. I just got home. I was going to go to the gym, but then you went live. So I said, all right, I'll spend a little bit.
I'm stopping the gym. That's love right there. That's love. So I got to ask you, because I know me and you've been talking about this training camp. You went to the first open practice and everything, and you weren't too impressed, man. So talk to me. How you feeling?
Well, I mean, okay. So after calming down after the first practice, honestly, after looking at everything, rewatching my stories and all that, a lot of it was in the red zone, so I understand all that. But at the same time, the reason why I was mad was I get it's the red zone, but if you can't complete in the red zone and you're going down the field and can't score, then it doesn't really matter. The reason why that 2017 team was so dominant was because we were the best red zone team. We would score at will at the red zone.
Yeah,
and that's why I was a little mad. And then it was also day one. So as a whole, if I were to give it a grade for the first week of practice, I'll give it a 7.5 to be generous, right? 7 to 7.5. It was a pretty good camp. I heard the offense today was a little sloppy. I heard Barnett hit some clunky move, but it somehow worked on Andre Dillard. And I've been saying this for the longest. I've been saying when the Seahawks wanted offensive linemen and everyone was saying get rid of Dillard, I wanted Dillard gone then, because today Jack Driscoll he held his own in one-on-ones against Brandon Graham. So I always thought that Driscoll would be fine backing up Lane Johnson, and Andre Dillard would have to either move guard or back up Mulata. But at the same time, he's a first round pick playing backup. So
Yeah.
I always wanted to trade him for Shaquille Griffin, who's now on the Jags, who had like his defensive completion percentage wasn't the greatest. It was like 61%, but he also had 3 picks. So if you had him, Sleigh, and because honestly, I'll take Griffin over Nelson. So if you had him and Griffin and then whoever was in the slot, I think the defense would have been a lot better. About the Barnett thing, I think Barnett needs to start only because his contract. So if BG, like everyone's saying, BG's leaving next year. So if BG's about to leave next year and Barnett plays a rotational role, then at that point you don't know whether you should sign him for how much money he wants, because then can he fill in the shoes of what BG did before he left? So that's why I think this year specifically he has to start, because he has to show us something. If he could fill in the shoes, if he can't, then don't sign him. Have Josh Sweat keep Josh Sweat and then move on to the next end for the other side.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. And I mean, I feel like this defense, as long as everybody's getting their fair share, I think that they're gonna be nasty. If I'm being honest, like I think this defensive line, like we make a lot about the battle between Josh Sweat and Derek Barnett, but realistically, I think the biggest winners are gonna be us of that. Like if both of them are, like I said, starter quality, hey, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have both of them on our team. Let me ask you a question though. If you get to the point that Josh Sweat is your starter, Josh Sweat is the undoubted starter, but you still have Derek Barnett, and Derek Barnett does well in camp. Like it's not like, he's terrible. It's just Josh Sweat was better. Would you think about extending Derek Barnett and keeping him, even though, he's not going to necessarily be your starter this year?
It depends on what the money is, because okay, I understand our cap is not all that bad, and the primarily reason, which a lot of fans keep forgetting, which we're gonna have to run into again, is we just keep kicking it down the road. So eventually, Howie's gonna have to deal with the future problem winning or release basically everyone on the team. And so, depending on what his money is, because if y'all looked at it this year, the Saints had the same problem. They kept kicking contracts down the road, and now, if it wasn't for Drew Brees saving them, then they probably would have been one of the worst teams in the NFL. So it really depends on the money. But the whole Josh Sweat thing, if he beats him in camp, I think and the preseason game, they go back and forth, whatever. I think it depends what Jonathan Gannon wants to do, because Jonathan Gannon, if he wants to give like a certain look where it's like a speed look, because Josh Sweat is way more athletic than Derek Barnett, in my opinion. Even Barnett said I'm not the most athletic. So it honestly depends what kind of defense he wants to run. If he wants to run a big power defense, then I guess you give it to Barnett, because I would assume he's stronger. But if you want to run someone who can bend the corner really well, someone who could hold the anchor, but also while holding the anchor can jump into the gap because he's just that athletic, then I would give it to Sweat. So I think Gannon has to decide what he wants to do with the defense, and then I think they could one half they start, one half the other person starts, see what he wants to do. But your whole the defense is top 10. I 100% agree if everything goes well, because honestly, a lot of the problems with last year's defense was our pass was so bad. So our run defense was not horrible in terms of stat wise. Looking wise, it looked really bad, but I think we were ranked like 13th. And part of the reason why we were ranked 13th is because no one was going to run the ball, and that's because you could just throw it over to Avonte Maddox. So when your defensive running game looks good on paper, really last year it was only because they were just throwing the ball more than they were running it, because they didn't have to run the ball. So, but this year I feel like with our corners, as long as Steven Nelson can just do his job, and Avonte Maddox proves to us that he is a slot corner and can play slot, and then you have Anthony Harris, and when Rodney McLeod comes back, the linebacker core is a little iffy, but then you could have Jacoby Stevenson having a roaming safety type player. Then our defensive line will be better. I think Javon Hargrave will have a better year that he's not injured and all that. So I think, top 10, I'll give it top 8. I'll say they're 8.
Hey, top 8. Okay, see, look at that. Carson Wentz gets hurt, and look at you, getting all eagerly, getting all optimistic in the Eagles. Now you gave up on Carson. So now it's all fly Eagles fly. I like it. I like that. Top 8.
I know I went over. I'm pretty sure I went over 3 minutes, so I don't know. Like,
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna get you out of here, but I appreciate you, bro. You know I had to let you drop them gems. I wasn't about to cut you off.
of course, of course. I gotta head to the gym though, because my friend about to get mad. I did tell him I'll stop.
All right, brother. Be
All right,
good, man.
all
God
right.
bless.
You as well.
Adi B in the building. What's goody, brother?
Yo, what's good? How's it going,
I'm
man?
bringing people on way too quick. I need to do like a little 30-second, intermission between y'all, but I'm clicking too quick. But what's good, man? How you feeling about this training camp? 1 week gone. We're in it now.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling really, really good. About definitely this offense. Even though it was a little, I think Infamous said it was a bit sloppy. That's probably because Devonta was, injured. But I'm really excited about this offense. The wide receivers, obviously Miles Sanders, and the rest of the running backs. You have, I think Dallas Goedert looked good as well. Who knows about Zach Ertz anyway? I don't even know what's going on with him. And I don't know. I haven't really heard much about the defense, but I'm pretty sure they're doing well. The linebacking core is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I heard secondary is doing pretty well, and so is the D-line. So that's where I stand on this.
Definitely. And I do want to just kind of clarify for a lot of people. I know a lot of people are asking me about the whole Devonta Smith injury, and I kind of made a joke on Twitter saying that I've kind of used my sad face thumbnail a little bit too much this week, so I wasn't going to make a video. But he is fine. He's, it was, from what I'm hearing, it was just a precautionary thing, nothing too serious. So he is fine. We should be all right there. Nothing to go too crazy about. But, and like you said, the defense has been showing out. The defense has been doing well. Right. But what's one thing that you're looking at that you maybe in the offseason we're looking at and like, damn, this is not going to be fun. But then you look at it in training camp and you're like, maybe we got something there. Is there any like position or player that's really standing out to you?
It's definitely this linebacking core. But I think Davion Taylor, like he just looked, I don't think he really got to play last year. He didn't really get to play that much. But I think from all the reports, it looks like he's doing really, really well now. He's splitting time with what's his name, Eric Wilson, also splitting time with TJ Edwards. It seems like he's doing pretty well, and he's really athletic. I think he had a play last year where he was chasing down Lamar Jackson in week 6 last year. So he's really, really fast, which is a really good attribute to have as a linebacker. So I'm really excited for him and what he can do in this new defense. I'm definitely hyped for
this. So let me ask you this question, because like I said, I did make a video earlier saying that I think we're going to be top 10 on defense. You know what I'm saying? Am I bugging out? Do you think that that's actually possible?
It definitely is possible. I don't really think it's anything too absurd, but I think we'll end up top 15. Just because this defense is so young, mixed with a bunch of veterans, but I just think the reason why I just think that this all the young players might not, and all these rookies, might not be able to gel as much as we think that they are going to gel. But I think these veterans are going to do a nice job. Like Sleigh and Nelson, taking Avonte Maddox and Zach McPherson under their wing. I think obviously the weakest position group is the linebacking core. Everyone's really young. Obviously, Eric Wilson had to take that step at being the number 1 middle linebacker. But there's no really real veterans in the linebacking group, and the D-line will be absolutely dominant as usual. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Definitely, man. Yeah, I'm excited for this season, man. But
yeah,
I'm gonna get you off here, Adi. I appreciate you, man, coming through.
Yeah, of course.
Talking that talk with me as always, man. But I'm sure we'll see you again soon, brother. All right, man. Take it easy, bro.
Yep.
All right, and we do still got 20 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you do want to join the show, the link is pinned to the top, and I will be dropping it periodically. So definitely come on in here, giving everybody like 3, 4, 5 minutes to kind of just spit their talk, get their feelings off. But next we got my guy Papa Sora in the building. Papa Sora drinking water. Look at
Was
that
not ready. Was
Aquafina
not prepared.
commercial.
I was not
Sponsorship.
Aquafina.
Call me.
Yes. Please sponsor us. Or not us. Please sponsor him.
I need that smart water
Right.
sponsor, not the. But what's good, brother? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good.
Good. So how's this training camp got you feeling, man? I know we're a week through. It's not too much going crazy, but what has happened? How does it got you feeling?
It's got me feeling good. Very excited for specifically this defense. Very excited for that.
Yeah. And is there any I got to keep asking about this linebacking core because I really feel like that's our only question now. Like, if you would have asked me like a week ago before we had Steven Nelson, I would probably be saying the same thing about the secondary. But how do you feel about this linebacking core?
I'm feeling pretty good about it, more than most. I do still think it's the weakest part of our defense, but I don't think it's as weak as it was last year. I think we upgraded with middle linebacker with Eric Wilson. I think Davion, I know I commented on your one video. I think Davion Taylor will end up winning the weak side linebacker, so he'll be able to run. Well, I think all of them will be able to run for the blitz, but I think he'll be able to play the typical role of the weak side linebacker, dropping into coverage, being able to, because he's just got that speed and that twitch, so he'll be able to get to the running back. Completely forgot what that position was called for a second there. And then I honestly think just because, again, going back to your video, which if you haven't watched it, you should go and watch it.
Yeah, plug. I love that plug.
I'll accept PayPal as payment.
Just said, shoot me your cash app. Just DM me your cash app. We got you. But let me ask you a question real quick, because like I said, obviously I think that we could be a top 10 defense. If we are a top 10 defense, do you think that this is almost easy to win this division? Because we've seen Jalen Hurts put up points. I mean, that's something that we know he can do. We haven't seen him, go out there and win games on a regular basis, but we've seen this offense put up points. So do you think if we do have a top 10 defense, the rest kind of comes easy in this division?
I think I will say yes, I do think, because personally I feel like we're going to be a very heavy run offense with Hurts being kind of a scrambler. And I personally think, because I know we have an extra roster spot, so I think we might bring on 4 or 5 running backs, kind of, personally in my opinion. So yeah, I think it's going to be a heavy run game, kind of drain the clock. We've seen what Miles Sanders can do if he gets the amount of plays. We've seen Kerryon Johnson, Gainwell looks good and looked good in college. We've seen Howard look good previously before that stinger, but now he looks to be in the best shape of his entire life, so he might be good. So yeah, I think if you have a top 10 defense, especially in the East, yeah, I think it'll help win the division.
Yeah, and I've said this from the jump. I do not think that this division is that good. I am not that worried. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's all up on the Cowboys train. They could kiss my butt for all I care. They are not going to be that good. I really don't care. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even start the timer, so I have no idea how much time we've been going. But I'm pretty sure we're around the 3 minutes.
Probably.
So I want to ask you one last question. Before I get you out of here. I want to ask you, do you think that this whole team is ready to make a run this year? Or do you think we're probably, waiting for a year, just kind of building this year?
Like a run for the playoffs, or just a Super Bowl run?
I guess a run for the playoffs. Super Bowl is kind of crazy to say right now.
Yeah, playoffs, definitely. Yeah, I think we can get a wild card. And obviously, of course, I think we're in competition for the division. I think that... Personally, that's kind of my goal, I think, because at that point, it's kind of all right, we know Hurts is the guy. He's able to bring us to a playoff. He's able to win the division, all that. I think first 2 picks, because I know we're guaranteed 2 first rounders, not 3 anymore because of Carson Wentz. But yeah, so I think it'll be all right, we'll go with defense, adding another corner, maybe safety, linebacker, or edge. And then we just the other rounds, we just kind of sprinkle in more positions, more depths. So yeah, I think we're about 1 from being kind of called Super Bowl contenders, but I do think we can make a run for the playoffs.
Let's get it. Let's get it. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear, man. But hey, listen, I know I did reset the clock, so you got at least 3 minutes. I can promise you that. I know that much. But hey, Papa, so I appreciate you coming through, man. You already know what it is. But yes, sir. But have a good one, bro.
All right, you too, man.
All right. So next 3 people we got coming up, we got my guy Moochie Robinson, and then we got Devonta Smith, who I always cut off at the end. I feel bad, and then we got a GOAT. I'm not even gonna say who it is. We got a GOAT. I know he's already shaking his head like. But we gonna bring these guys in. My guy Moochie, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's good? How you?
I can't complain, man. How you been, bro? It's been a minute. The Eagles community misses you, bro. We miss you, bro.
Yeah, I've been out for 4 months. A lot of trials and tribulations, but I'm definitely back. Like I'm gonna let y'all talk about the physical, while the mental, while now that the physical is about to start. So that's why I'm back, because like it was just too much of we talking about. Not that we talking about the same thing over and over again, but I just can't wait. I couldn't wait until the camp starts, and now we can actually see what's going on. So that's why I'm back, and I'm feeling better than ever. I'm glad that we have something new going. So I just can't wait till the season start.
Definitely. Now, from what you've been hearing about this training camp, the coaches and everything, is there anything or anyone that's been sticking out to you this training camp?
I mean, other than seeing Smith and Hurts, Eric Wilson, and after you was talking about, is this team the defense top 10? I believe so, but at the same time, we always lose it just from small mistakes. But because we got new coaches, I just don't know what the transition might be way better now. So now that we had like Darius Sleigh, like I know it's going to be a lot of people that's going to hate me, but I don't really feel that he really done great last year, other than far as being on top receivers. The last receiver that he was worse with was DJ Metcalf. But I am glad that now that we have DJ on, now we got Sleigh on one side, we got Nelson on the other side, we got Anthony Harris, Rodney McLeod. Like hopefully we could just switching up with Maddox. I'd rather have Maddox and like how everybody keeps saying the slot, or keep him at safety other than cornerback, because when he was a cornerback, he was just jumping around like a kangaroo, like he couldn't keep his legs steady. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, I just feel that we're balanced. The whole, like, far as the team is concerned, we're just balanced because we got Nelson. And before we didn't have Nelson, it was like, oh no, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to do. Now we got Nelson. People still giving the question mark. So I just feel that we're balanced on either side. Far as Eric Wilson being the middle linebacker, I believe that we're good on linebackers. Hopefully they'll have Kerrigan as a linebacker other than the defensive end. So I mean, it's going to be special. And far as they saying, far as Smith being hurt with his leg. Listen, like I just got finished saying this in another podcast with Notion. Everybody on the off season, they build their body up to break their body down when it comes to training camp. Again, I could be in a thorough motion, like I can bench press 200. Maybe I could do it 5 times. But because of the word competition, if you do it 10 times, now I got to build myself up. And then if you're doing it 10 times, that's a competition. That if I come up to 10, I might hurt myself. And now it's like, oh, then you win the spot, don't win the position. So, I mean, again, and then on top of that, they're signing more cornerbacks, then they signing more wide receivers. So it's like, are they seeing something that we're not seeing? And so again, like I just can't wait until things just progress.
Facts. So let me ask you this. Obviously, like you said, a lot of changes have happened. So going from last year to this year, last off season, the season's over. Do you feel like we became a very better team, or do you think maybe just, we took a couple good steps, or do you think this team took a major step in this off season?
No, we definitely made some good steps because everything is new, everything is fresh. So it's now, because remember we had chatty patties. All of a sudden they said it was a lot of people saying stuff in the locker room trying to start something, but now that everything is fresh, we got new coaches. Let's see what happens. Like, are these veterans, are they really listening? Are they because the coach is like the same age as some of these players, you know what I'm saying? And like, how much respect are we going to give Nick Sirianni? Again, I feel Nick Sirianni, he probably do talk too much, or he might go overboard when he talks, but it might be different from him explaining something. Well, as he talking and showing you, like far as doing like certain plays or trying to get certain things together. Like he might be better. Like I've seen him talk, far as with individuals or saying he used to be a wide receiver and he used to, far as play pattern, far as with the Colts and the Chargers and everything. So it's like it might just be a different sight or far as seeing things, So, and I just feel that everything is just brand new. So yeah, this is way better now.
Definitely, I feel you. Now let these people know where they can find you. Now that you're back, that you're home cooking, you know what I'm saying? Go tell them where they can subscribe, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely back. You can find me on YouTube, Moochie Robinson. My Twitter is Moochie at 215. My other co-host, my brother and partner in crime, Pablo Gary. We're definitely gonna get back together. We're gonna be doing the show. This is a great honor too. Like about time I was able to get with you because I know we was up and down. Like definitely. I was here.
We got to rock too. Yeah,
definitely. So and shout out to Brandon too. But
definitely.
Other than that, I'm back. I just can't wait until season starts. Like period. Like I get it. Again, it's training camp. Oh my God. Let's wait until like I just want to see the first game and let's see how many yards was really going to happen. Let's see how the fresh start, like what do the coach of Nick Sirianni, Nick Stanich, and what I'm saying, and Gannon, like what do they really going to portray when the first game starts? So I just can't wait.
Definitely, man. We're gonna definitely hook up this season. We're definitely gonna work this season. But Moochie, I appreciate you coming through, man. It was good talking to you, bro.
Appreciate you for having me. I'm at 800. I'm trying to get to that 1K. So please subscribe for me. You know what I'm saying? And
say less.
And
say less. Yes, sir. Definitely. Everybody go show love, man. Everybody that's in the comments right now, go show love, man. But you take it easy, Moochie. I'm gonna talk to you soon, bro.
Definitely.
Shout out to everybody that's in here. We still got 30 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Join the family. We're trying to hit 3K. You know, I welcome you all to that journey. So next we have Philadelphia Eagles, Devonta Smith. It looks like you're not there, though. Are you there? You are there. Oh, is he there?
Oh.
What's good, bro? What's good, brother? How you doing, man?
Good. How about yourself?
I can't complain. So how you feeling? We talked not too long ago, but how you feeling, man? How's this offseason got you?
It's worrying me, but I'm ready.
How are you feeling about the whole Carson Wentz situation with him getting hurt?
I heard about that situation, and I felt like I'm not worried about really him right now, but I feel like I wish the best of luck with him, man. Like his injury prone that I'm hearing about. I'm just hoping he get, his whatever he's doing in Indianapolis, and he's doing what he's doing. I'm hearing a lot of people, bragging about him, and just I'm like, he's with a new team right now, and I feel like all the Eagles fans don't worry about him, just worry about us right now.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, just worry about us for once. So worrying about us, what on our team? Looking at the offense, looking at the defense. If you had to pick one side of the ball that you think would carry us this year. Do you think the offense can carry us this year? Do you think the defense can? What would you pick?
I'm gonna say the defense because I feel like they'll get us on better and ready and ready for some football and just ready out there, period. And I feel like with them working hard out there every day, taking the time throughout the day to, because I think they worked yesterday and what's tomorrow, Monday. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be out there tomorrow working out again. Because I watched the video of them working out on YouTube because they went live that day. Working out, and I feel like them working out, taking day by time, and keeping us updated and stuff. We'll be okay. Working hard out there. Taking the time. Them players to work out. They out there every day working their butts off to prepare themselves, and I feel like it's this year. It's their year. I feel like they ready.
Definitely. And so you seeing playoffs for this team? You think we gonna crack that playoffs?
Yes.
Easy peasy. You gave the come on now.
Yeah. I feel like we can win the division, and I feel like I'm not worried about the other teams in our division. I'm not worried about Washington, Dallas, the Giants. I'm not worried about them. Even though we might have some fans that will join the live on YouTube, they just want attention. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So let me ask you this: I did a video earlier saying that I think the Eagles' defense can be top 5. Do you think is that factor cap? Am I bugging out? Do you think that that's possible?
Facts.
Facts, easily facts. What do you think is the strongest part of our defense?
Like what you mean?
Like, if do you think our defensive line is the strongest part of our cornerback, safety?
I'm gonna say cornerbacks because I feel like they getting their job too. I feel like they in there trying to put in as much as they can than the other parts of our part defense or whatever. And I feel like this is our season. I feel like the people are like, oh no, this is your time to be out of the NFL. I think it's our season. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm hearing about news and from Eagles and stuff, I feel like we okay. I feel like we the best Instagram the team for right now with the stuff they post and stuff. I feel like they good and they post. I'm sorry, they posted a thing with coach on it. I don't know. Hold on, I'm trying to see if you can see it. I doubt if you can see it. Let me try to do it. Okay, I got an iPhone. You can see that. What the heck? Okay. You can see that.
Oh, yep.
They posted that a day before yesterday and said 1% every day. It better be 1% when y'all working every day. And I feel like, working out there every day kid us that mobility of like, you know what, we okay. When they finish working out and they have the press conferences and and the people who ask the players, what you think about this or whatever, I feel like we're okay. I feel like this is our time, and I feel like them boys ready. They ready. They got to. Even though they're putting in effort now, I want to see them putting effort on the field too, and I want to see them get into it. I want to see Miles Sanders do something this year. I want to see him catching it and getting us in the end zone. I want to see Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith too. And are you familiar with Kayvon Wallace?
Yep.
Him. I want to see him get involved too, because I'm not too far from the area he's in, which is I think he's from Virginia, and I want to see him get involved too. That's one of my favorite players. Watch him from Clemson into the Eagles. I want to see him do something too, and I really want to see Miles Sanders being in both faces and doing what he got to do.
I'm ready to see the celebrations and everything. That's what I'm most ready for.
Yes, man. I want to see him.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes, when he gets in the end zone and he does like whatever he moves and stuff. Oh yeah. And
yes, sir. But yes, sir. But I'm gonna get you out of here, man. I'm trying to do this 3-minute thing, and it's not working that very well. I think we've been at like 6-7 minutes for every single person, but I'm gonna get some more people in here, man. I appreciate you coming through, brother.
Oh yeah, no problem. And
yes, sir. I will see you soon. Hey, fly Eagles fly.
Yeah.
All right. So next we got he's not gonna let me say it while he's on here, so I'm gonna say it now. We got the GOAT. We got one of the GOATs, man. A really good friend of mine. You guys all know him. I don't got to give him no introduction. My guy, Joey Shakes. What's good, brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing, bro? Everything good?
Stop calling me that.
I was on here. What you talking about? It's like I wasn't on here.
But what's good, my guy? How you doing, bro?
Dude, I'm getting ready for these guys getting pads and like see the real competition now. Like I'm ready to see like the real stuff, like the real competition where we're gonna come into with this defense and this offense and some of these guys we've been looking at and seeing how these young guys, some of our rookies, and just see how the getting over the hump that we need to get over is development, and that's where we're struggling right now, and hopefully we get the maximized production out of a lot of these players we have. So it's gonna be a real spicy, juicy week for this team. So I'm pumped for it.
I know. Me and you talk a lot, behind the scenes and everything. And I just did drop that video about the defense. So I need to ask you: do you think I'm maybe pumping them up a little bit too much, or do you think this could be a top 10 unit?
It's for right now, it's not like too hard to say, but because there's so many, the linebacker position is very. People ask me if that position's a weakness. I think it's more of an unknown than a weakness, just because, we didn't see enough. We didn't see anything. I mean, you have so many linebackers right now, and Nick Sirianni has promised us competition at multiple positions, which we do have. But seeing Davion Taylor out there and seeing, TJ Edwards, which was one of my favorites a couple years back, never really got a chance. I think we've been playing favorites as we have been, especially with Jim Schwartz. He's been doing, Nathan Gary, and, not really giving anybody, a chance unless, like, we're injured and they have to put those guys in, and they're completely horrible because they weren't used all season long. So I don't think it's ridiculous that you say it's going to be a top 5 or a top 10 or whatever it is. But Anthony Harris, says the knuckles are getting bloody. They're going to be, they're trying to strip the ball. I think it's definitely a more zone team. I think Jonathan Gannon takes more from Mike Zimmer and his with the disguising coverages, and there's going to be blitzing linebackers. You have some linebackers that could they can cover. Some of these guys can cover. And I think this is probably the best double duo of cornerbacks we've had in a while, because the pass rush and the coverage, it's hand in hand. You get a good pass rush, get to the quarterback early, could get a turnover pretty easily, and obviously if you have good coverage, it gives more time for the defensive line to get to get to the ball. So I mean, it's hand in hand, and I think adding Steven Nelson was huge, and I'm ready for it. I think this team is definitely well prepared, especially with another cornerback. I don't know who's going to play the nickel or the slot. Obviously, I know they have Josiah Scott. I'm not really a big fan of Devontae Maddox playing there, but he would have to really sway me by his play. But
see, I don't mind Devontae. I really don't mind him in the slot. But even if somebody like a Zach McPherson or Michael Jaquette can somehow latch onto that spot, hey, I won't be mad. I will not be mad. Now, another thing that kind of shocked me, I was able to talk to Chris McPherson, and I asked him about Gannon. I asked him just like how Gannon was on the practice field and how Nick Cannon. I was watching Wild 'N Out.
How do you get them two mixed up?
I was watching Wild 'N Out before this, but how Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon were on the practice field, and he said something that actually kind of surprised me. He was saying that Jonathan Gannon is the one that has the energy. Like we all saw it in Nick Sirianni in the press conferences and everything, but he's like really calm, cool, and collected. He doesn't really go too high or too low, but Jonathan Gannon is absolutely crazy. So, how do you feel about that? Because, when he said that, I was like, honestly, that's probably for the best. That's probably how you want that, right? You want your head coach to be the, CEO, and, your position coaches to kind of go in there and bring the energy. But how do you feel about that?
I mean, Gannon, I think I first seen it when that, with the Milton Williams pick. I think, you kind of saw him in the war room and he got all excited. He was, I see it, and I know, and I can tell he's got a big voice, even from his press conferences. He's just got a big voice, and I think it makes it, I think because he's so into this defense, and, his last press conference really threw me away. Moving guys around, moving the defensive line around, and exploiting offenses. You have a bad offensive lineman that we're facing. They're going to exploit any type of weakness possible. So, I think Sirianni's going to bring the same thing. I mean, he's a hard. I mean, he seems like a nice guy on the outside, which he is, but he is a hard coach. He is. I think Jason Huntley made a mistake, and he said details. He's yelling. You know what I mean? He's rough. Even that tweet from 2019, I remember this from 2019. I guess someone tweeted out from Colts media that, somebody, I forgot what player was messing up, and Sirianni was like, no, the playbook. There's nothing, he wants nothing less than excellence here, really. And I think that, Gannon's gonna, I hope Gannon's not up in the press box. I really hope not this year. He's got to be on the. I'd be surprised if he's up there. I'd be really upset if he's up there. You got to have that. You got to have him down the sideline. So
definitely,
gonna be great.
I'm gonna jump off a ledge real quick. This is probably way too early to say this, but I've been scoring the past couple years. We have not had any major injuries yet.
Mm.
Now, I say that to say this. Do you think that it maybe had something to do with Doug's practices? These are very different practices. We've obviously even changed our padded practices. We were going to do them Monday. He switched them to Tuesday because he didn't want to go in cold, which is, it makes sense, right? But do you think that maybe we're seeing with competition, with actually having to go out there and work during practice, maybe it, keeps these guys a little bit fresh? Maybe it's too early to say that, but but what do you think about that?
With Doug, I don't know what was going on. I mean, there's really nothing official that came out. I don't know if they weren't being physical enough during the week. It was more mental than physical. You got to be physical during the week. Look, I've played since Pee Wee League. I played in college, and in college it's 2-hour practice. So literally, a 2-hour practice in college seems like 5 hours because you do so much within those 2 hours. I didn't realize it was going to be crazy, but yeah, it hit me hard the first day. But you got to stay physical all week. I'm not saying you got to kill yourself all week, but there's got to be some type of balance. Obviously don't hit your quarterback, wrap your quarterback around, or just run by him if you tackle him or whatnot. But I think they have to just have a nice balance and just they have to be physical. How are you going to get the real skill sets out of your guys throughout the week by like you're not going to know if one guy gets tackled or he would have got tackled or you don't know that. You know what I mean? It doesn't make anybody look good. It's just like what you think that might have happened on the field. So I think they not go crazy, but they have to they got to hit. I mean that's the only way we're going to find out. So
yeah. Now I want to ask you because I feel like me and you have like. I don't want to say pessimistic. Pessimistic is a hard word, but I feel like a lot of Eagles fans like get very high on some underdog players, and like I feel like this year is a very good case of that. Is there anybody that you look at that you're like, why are Eagles fans so high on this guy right now? Like personally, I'll shoot myself in the foot. I know people are gonna hate for me to say this, but I really don't see what the infatuation with Kenneth Gainwell is right now. I think he's a good project. I think that he's somebody. Exactly. He's somebody that can.
Hey, don't talk about my boy Professor Kenneth Gainwell.
No, listen. I think he's somebody that can be very good down the line. I just don't see him as a guy that has a roster spot just like that, like some people do.
I think I have to watch more of a week of camp, but I thought it was a steal in the 5th round, and a guy that took off last year and should have been a 2nd, 3rd round pick, and is a dual threat running back. Put him in the passing game. You can line him up anywhere. He can run through people. He's got great hands. You can use him in so many ways. But I think the one guy we have to watch out for that is turning heads pretty quick in the run game is Jason Huntley. And a lot's been talked about him. Every time he gets that second level, he's got that second, that he's got that sneaky speed. And not saying that Jason Huntley is bad because we just have too many running backs right now. We have too many to the point where, are you keeping two bruisers? Are you keeping, Kerryon Johnson and Jordan Howard? Is Kerryon Johnson is he going to beat out Jordan Howard? It seems like Jordan Howard has a big chip on his shoulder. He had a dry free agency, he had no interest, almost contemplated on retirement almost at some point. So, I think Boston Scott will make the roster. Gainwell, I just got to see more. I haven't seen once preseason comes and then I'll know where these players are at. But we'll find out. We'll see what happens. But an overrated player. All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. My eyes lit up a little bit, but I'm all right. But I think another player. I don't know. There's a lot of. It's not because I don't like the player. And, I know we probably talk about this, but Zach Ertz is a whole different situation in itself, okay? I don't think Zach is going to be here by the start of the season. I don't care what they said. I don't care. They said he's going to be here. He's going to be here start of the season. I think Ertz is only here because I think something was talked about to where they are going to work, just come to camp, be with the guys, and we'll find a place for you. Because I still think I don't get how $12 million against the cap on top of $8.5 million you can get back, whether it's a release or a trade. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You sign Richard Rodgers, Dallas Goedert's on a contract year. It just makes no sense. Why aren't you getting that $8.5 million? People are too emotional about Zach Ertz, and I don't stray away from it because I'm tired of it. I'm literally tired of it. This is why I understand. You want, guys that have been on this roster for years, you want them to retire as an Eagle. I understand that. I get it. But Zach Ertz is futuristically and financially just not right now. It's not like the Eagles didn't do their due diligence and didn't offer him 2 contracts after the year was over last year. They tried doing that. It didn't work. He didn't. If you want to be here so bad, take one of those contracts. But I think we've talked about this a million times. He doesn't deserve money that Travis Kelce and George Kittle is making as of right now. He's not getting. He shouldn't be paid that much. He's got no yak as a tight end. He's got reliable hands, and he's got at the top of his route he gets separation. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Once he catches the ball, I feel like there's no other production other than just catching the football, and that's it. But it's time for Dallas Goedert's season. They're already working on an extension. How we're going to get it done, I have no idea. We got the Steven Nelson thing done. They met halfway in the middle. They said, you know what, he wants more than $3 million. We paid him halfway to $4 million. So, whatever it is, it is. So it's I just think Ertz being here doesn't make our tight end group better. Of course it does, but at the same time, financially, like we're trying to get in a better position next year. We're actually gonna have cap, and now with this other situation of not getting a first round pick because Carson Wentz is a whole nother story that we're still waiting on news on that because he still might play the first game unless it's really bad. If it's a Lincefranc injury, then he's gonna be out a year and a half most likely. Because I remember Jalen Mills had that injury, and he was out a season and a half. I mean, we didn't see him for a long time. So, I don't mean to go on a rant here, but this is what happens. This is what happens when I keep talking.
Bird roasted me because of the whole Kenneth Gainwell thing. Look, I like Kenneth Gainwell. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm just saying we have a lot of good running backs. It is what it is. But no, the tight end position is another position. We have a lot of good tight ends. And we have some projects. I mean, Tyree Jackson, it's still very early, but he's obviously turning some heads. Actually, he's kind of under Zach Ertz's wing, which is kind of cool.
Right.
And then you got Dallas Goedert. You got Richard Rodgers, who I think is very good. Jack Stahl, I think, is very good. So you have a lot of good tight ends. I love Zach Ertz. And like you said, I love him because I want to see him retire in our jersey. But it just doesn't make sense,
Like you give Jack Stahl. Jack Stahl is the highest paid undrafted free agent on this team. Like they literally tossed money at him because they saw something in him. Like you got like Tyree Jackson did. Jason Kroom caught a touchdown the other day. Jason Kroom and Caleb Will. I think Caleb Wilson. I'm not sure if he's on the roster still, but there's a Hakeem Butler. There's a lot of Eagles fans like Hakeem Butler that he never got a chance, which he didn't. I mean, there's too many unknowns with this team right now because they never gave any young guys chances. I think the receivers had more chances than any other position, but it wasn't by much. Okay, I think Hightower had probably the snaps over everybody else, and obviously Travis Fulgham before he ended up getting hurt, and then they never put him in the game ever again after that. So it's just a wait and see approach with it, and a lot of these players haven't reached their surface yet. I mean, some Eagles fans think we should bring in a veteran wide receiver still to teach the guys. Like, these guys aren't young anymore. Like Greg Ward is the veteran of this group right now, and he's the oldest receiver, which is, I love being young. I love this whole thing. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, when Joe Banner was the GM for this team, okay, when Joe Banner was here, we didn't keep players at 30 years old. We knew when to move on from players. That's the problem we're having now. We're and you've mentioned a couple videos ago, we're paying players from past success, and that's what's messing us up. So when you're not hitting on your draft picks, you're not developing your draft picks, you got to restructure every single year. Restructure from $70 million to under the cap is ridiculous. So, things need to change around. And obviously, Howie Roseman hasn't got his extension yet, so there is. I really don't want Howie here. I don't care we drafted Devonta. Look, I'm telling you right now, like I think you agree. I think we've had some Howie picks, and we had some Jonathan Gannon, Nick Sirianni picks, which definitely, 100% definitely. Like if you said we were trading back from 6 to 12 and getting Devonta Smith, I would have called you crazy, but it happened. So everybody's got to relax on the injury, relax on anything that's going on. This is just what happens at training camp. This is just what happens. There's plenty of weeks left. Thank God there's only 3 weeks of preseason, so that's good. It's not 4 weeks of preseason is crazy. It's like it drags. After like the second game, you're like, all right, I want the season to start. Yeah. It's too much now. So just gotta I think there's a lot of good things. Like the things they've done this offseason, half of it is like they're rebuilding, and then the other half is like, I feel like they're still trying to make noise in the NFC East. They're trying to make noise, and I still feel like they're trying to, like Kerrigan, and Anthony Harris, getting an underrated linebacker like Eric Wilson. I still think they're trying to make noise at the same time rebuild. And if you don't get that other first round pick, who cares? You got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and the thing we have to pray on right now is Jalen Hurts is fantastic, because then you got to trade for a quarterback. And look, I'm not straying away. If Jalen Hurts plays horrible this year, which I don't believe, if he plays horrible this year, I am open to a Deshaun Watson trade. I am open for it. I like him as a person. Obviously he's going through some stuff right now, but I'm not going to get into that, but I really don't. I don't want to trade for Deshaun Watson. I want this to work. Like I'm not hyping up Jalen Hurts. I have a high ceiling for him, and that's what I think, and that's my opinion, and that's how far I go with it. I'm not going to say he's going to, maybe that second round pick was a blessing in disguise. Things happen for a reason, and he's our guy now. So I'm hoping. I mean, look, I live in New York. I'm an Eagles fan from New York. I've been a New Yorker my whole life. I'm around Jet fans and Giant fans. I've never seen a fan base come out of the closet so much like the Giant fans have this year. And it's kind of ridiculous because, like, I feel like you should, as a fan of a team, if you're diehard, you should be like that every year. But, like, because you sign so many guaranteed free agents and it looks good on paper, you know, it doesn't get you anywhere. The Jets have done that a million times. You know, they've spent over $100 million in guaranteed money and got nowhere, you know, with bad coaching and everything else. So, I mean, everything looks good on paper, but I think this offense is going to have swagger. I think Jalen Hurts is going to gravitate those players towards him. I think players want to play for him. You know, Lane Johnson mentions he is quiet, but once he gets on that field, it's a whole different Jalen Hurts. And, you know, the players want to play for him. And, you know, we have a mentally tough quarterback, which we didn't have before, as we all know. So I've never been so excited for this offseason. I've never been so excited. And this isn't Devonta just because of Devonta Smith. I was excited for this. Just a youth movement in general. Just like the end of 2019 when Carson Wentz had to put the team on his back the last month of the season to win against the NFC East to get into the playoffs. And it was nice to not have Alshon Jeffrey and Nelson Aguilar. And we had all these young guys that were just the spotlight was on them, and it was up to them to make it work. And it really was a breath of fresh air. Like, this offseason is a breath of fresh air. And I think you could turn this around within a year or two. I mean, if they do the right things, if Howie is still here, whether he's here or not, if the right decisions are made, you know, it is what it is. But the last thing I'll say, because I rant on too much, is the
3 minutes is up. I'm not sure.
Here, if I want to make moves next year, obviously it's a defensive-heavy draft. I'm going after corner, pass rusher next year. It's heavy on defense next year. I think that's what they have to do. But if Brandon Brooks gets hurt again, I'm telling you right now, because it's already enough he's got a hamstring injury second day of camp, okay? He gets hurt to where he's missing too many games, trade him. Yeah. Lane Johnson, trade him. Fletcher Cox, eyes on him this year. He's got to do something this year. I don't care if he had 6.5 sacks last year and garbage time sacks. I think half of those sacks came from Cincinnati are just horrible. So you can get some cap space and you can really turn this around next year. So that's all I got to say. I'm pumped. I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say right now. So
yeah, we're gonna be working very soon. We've been trying to get on the channel, get some work done, you know. But unfortunately, we have lives, you know. But no, we're gonna definitely work soon. We're definitely gonna talk soon. But Joey, I wasn't gonna cut you off. Bro. Come on now, you know I wasn't gonna stop you, bro. But I appreciate you coming on here, bro. Yeah. You already know it's always an honor, man.
All right, yeah, no problem, bro. We'll get together soon, definitely.
Yes, sir. God bless. Have a good night, bro.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, so we got one more, and then I'm gonna end this because y'all know I don't like going this long. I'm an old man, y'all. I'm an old man, but we got a return customer. Listen, we don't do no refunds, Papa Sora, no refunds. So if you
honestly did not realize I was still in the stream.
It is what it is. All sales are final. But what's good, my guy?
Did not realize I was still in the stream yard, so I looked up, saw my face, and went, "How? Wait."
Well, I'm about to actually end it up pretty soon. Do you want to give a final word to the people?
Go to manscaped.com and use code PhillyPhillyTP for 20% off.
I love it. That's how you know I have the best subscribers and members on YouTube. That was the best. And is that how you want? Is that you really don't got nothing to say? You got
go birds. I mean,
there we go. All right, Papa. So I'm getting you the heck out of here, man. You have a good night, brother.
Peace.
But listen, guys, I do see everybody keep on asking me about the collaboration we're doing tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be having Lord Brunson on here, Philly 500, and my guy RB from Philly Take with RB. We're gonna be chopping it up about the training camp and everything. So definitely come through, show love, subscribe to all these amazing people. Shout out to everybody that came through, dropped, you know, just how they felt, man. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to my guy Joey Shakes for making that appearance, man. I appreciate it. But other than that, you guys go hit that subscribe. Go hit that like, go hit a bunch of buttons while you're here. You know what I'm saying? Just do the right thing like Spike Lee said. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace.
Tell a nigga on his job, they always wanna say something. See a path and always be in the way of something. Them scandalous hoes try and play someone. All in all, nigga, I ain't about nothing. You can leave that shit over there. Congregating progress, making moves over here. Oh, you limp like a pimp, cause your fresh ass gear. Fool, boo, boo, fool, get that shit out of here. Yo, let's see what you doing with your assets. Oh, you still living off your assets. Still thinking you can find love, taking pictures of your ass. Man, that shit played out. Salute to the women and men that keep grinding. Fuck you to the haters and pages, we keep shining. Always giving praise while you niggas back there plotting. Stop it, some ruthless and get it poppin'. I got mines, you should get yours, homie. Shake my hands, not my man, speaking like you know me. Work, y'all lazy out here. See them dudes up the street, leave you Swayze out here. I like to give a toast if you doing it, and not bragging and boasting when you doing it. Dealing with success, possible is possible. Yeah, the twins know it the best. So whatever bullshit you gotta say, middle finger up, leave your comment to the left while I sit back and bang this. Shot with finesse and sit your no burn, having ass right there on the bench. Keep talking, ain't concerned about what you say. Keep talking, y'all yapping for days. Keep talking, it ain't where you at, it's where you going. Where you going, nigga? To the top if you didn't know it's. Clap for the youngest that's doing something. Clap for the ladies that's doing something. Respect to the homies that's doing something. When you haters keep talking, not doing nothing. My mindset never to worry about opinions. The difference between talking about it and getting it. Screaming I'm about that life and not living it. Fake freak Instagram hoes post but not giving it. Fugazi acting, sore losers, disloyal dappers. Grudge habit, jealous pompous, two-faced bastards. Sneak dissing, position jumpers. Groupie muncher and them side hoes should know they job. What you after? All you get is sarcasm and laughter. Ain't no mind to you pillow talking trappers. Your criticism ain't even constructive. Fuck around and get stung cause you wasn't. And I ain't talking smack when you know it really wasn't. Discussing the elephants in the room, I shot him with a musket. See, I don't trust him for nothing cause liars is 77, nowhere near 100. Ain't concerned about what you saying, keep talking. Y'all yapping for days, keep talking. It ain't where you at, it's where you going. Where you going, nigga? To the top if you didn't notice. Clap for the youngest that's doing something. Clap for the ladies that's doing something. Respect to the homies that's doing something. When you haters keep talking and not doing nothing. Fame lane is wicked. Crooked smile on penance, but I'm a simple man. Praying for major digits. And throw darts at my effort, I'm alive and gifted. Outcast, more than outcast, troublesome misfit. I see they waiting for my downfall. That's why I stay a fuck around, y'all. These feminine ways leave me in the days. Wiping team toppers, man, that shit crazy. So talk that talk, fam. A nigga give no dams. Hope you choke on toe jam while stubbing your toe, man. My eyes on the prize, too focused to lose. Work is my vacation. You see this wonderful view. Want bread for the whole team, you still stuck on you. Whatever y'all jabbing about, it's cool. Cause no matter what month it in, you know they'll keep talking about you. Ain't concerned about what you saying, keep talking. Y'all yapping for days, keep talking. It ain't where you at, it's where you going. Where you going, nigga? To the top if you didn't notice. Clap for the youngest that's doing something. Clap for the ladies that's doing something. Respect to the homies that's doing something. And for you haters, keep talking and not doing nothing.
Y'all not doing nothing. Keep talking, you're not doing nothing. Keep talking, you're not doing nothing. Y'all not doing nothing.